Hi folks, my name is Stephanie and I am the New England Stitcher, and welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for subscribing and being part of my life and my cross-stitching / quilting journey. If you are new to this channel, my name is Stephanie and I live in New England, currently in Rhode Island right now. I am a school teacher. I teach STEM, primarily this year computer science, to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I also have a cross-stitching club. So when I talk about my cross-stitching kids, I have an after-school that we meet every Tuesday this year, which has been wonderful. I can't wait to tell you all about it and share some pictures. And so let's get started. I have a lot to show you. Some haul that has not arrived yet, so that'll be fine. We'll just throw that in with what happens next weekend. Next weekend, for those of you who do not know, next weekend is Stitch New England, and I have been waiting for it. And my friend Sarah, who I teach with, I can't wait for you guys to meet her. So if you're coming to Stitch New England, she's sitting with me, and you're gonna get to meet her, and she's just awesome. She's just awesome. So we have been counting down, and we received Pam, who owns the Stitch New England shop up in North Attleboro, Massachusetts. She sent out the agenda and the itinerary for next weekend. I'm so excited. It was like Christmas morning. So anyway, let's get started. Let me first address the name of this video. This is Flosstube number 19, and it's called Two Drums and a Biscornu Walk into a fill in the blank. So that's my finishes, and I can't wait to show you my finishes. All right, but let's start with my starts. I have two starts that I'm going to talk about. My first start is Boo Spook Haunt, and this is by Liz Matthews. And when she first released it, it was a Patreon release, and it was one of those Patreon releases that I almost like just bit the bullet and signed up for her Patreon. She released it she showed it in two colorways. She showed it in this light version, and then she showed it in a dark version, and I'm actually doing it on a dark version. And this is my start. I'm starting, let's see, left to right. It took me a second there. It's like one of the kiddos in my class. So that is what I've got started. And they're very muted colors. I am stitching with all of the called for colors, and I am keeping it in a Whipper Keeper that I made with this beautiful fabric. And I have to show you the inside because there's some treasures in there. So my friend Sarah, in school, people do something called, you get booed and you get like a little present on your desk. Well, Sarah had made this cross stitch finish using a cauldron from Ray Dunn. So this is the cauldron that Sarah booed me with, and she had brought it in, and she actually finished a cross stitch piece on it. And sorry, it was right on top, and it looks amazing. Sorry, that's my Stitch New England cache. Shh, it's hiding. So anyway, now you guys know all my secrets. So this is Ray Dunn. She got it, I think she got it at Marshall's or TJ Maxx or Home Goods. I don't recall. But she finished a circular piece on the top, and it was a trick or treat, and it was from Cross Stitch magazine, and it's super cute. And attached to the side, well, there's still one of the charms on the broom, but here's the little crow bag charm that she made. And attached to the side was, sorry about this hot mess. Let's go this way. So on the inside, I have this scissor fob that Sarah made, and that was attached to it. And so she showed me her finish, and I was obsessed. And then I was like, I need it. And I looked everywhere, and I couldn't find it online. Although I guess I could have. It would have cost me like $30-something with shipping to get it, and it was only $12 at Marshall's. I think it was Marshall's that she went to. Anyway, so she ended up going to her Marshall's, which is about an hour from me, and she found it, and she bought these at Joann's, and then I'm using the Primrose Cottage drops and their little bag charms because it's just super cute. Yeah, so What am I, oh, this is my Boost Boo Honk. So what am I going to do with the cauldron? I'm so glad you asked me. So the cauldron, I am going to replicate the stitch that Sarah did. And she actually tea-dyed me some fabric, and I'll show you that after. But yeah, it's going to be so great. And I love this so much. I completely, totally, when she showed it in school, I was completely and totally obsessed with it. I thought that was the coolest thing. All right. So that is the only start I have. But I did say I had two. The second start, you can see behind me. And I'll talk about that at the end when I talk about quilting. But that is my Swoon 16. I have week 1 done. Hi friends, let's talk about some whips. So I have been busy working on a bunch of different things. I'm keeping track of it. I don't have a book of days, although I think this year I'm going to purchase one. I just have a regular, calendar that you get at Target that has the days of the year. And that works fine. But I'm going to, I do keep track of what I stitch on every day. So this is the Cozy Autumn Medley cross stitch pattern by Emily Call, and I completely am obsessed with it. I was so obsessed. If you watched my last video, I purchased it twice, and I actually was going to I gave it away, my second one that I purchased. So one of you viewers were so kind to let me know that that's not allowed. Even though I purchased it twice, you can't send a PDF. So I reached out to Emily, and Emily graciously is gifting, letting me send, well, she's going to send it for me. I'm going to send her the name of the person that wins it. But then she said, you can pick 2. I'll give away 2. So there's 2 winners today, guys. So happy. So stay tuned to the end to find out who the winners are for this pattern. And I think I mentioned it. Well, I did mention it before, but I'm not actually going to be stitching the whole thing. I'm actually only doing the pumpkin and the crow. And then I want to finish it in an oval drum, like Teresa Coggett's 2 birds. But this is how far I've gotten. I'm so sorry for, this is looking a little sloppy, people. I'm very sorry. But here it is. I got the bird outlined. I have to put the beak on and then do some fill-in. I got the pumpkin, and I'm now doing the quilt block that's in the center of it. So we'll see how it goes. I guess part of me is not really loving my color choices, but I'm just going to keep going with it and see how it finishes, because it's on 20 count. It's easy to stitch, and it's not a very big piece. So if I hate it, I can always stitch it again. But I love the pattern. Absolutely love the pattern. So yeah, so thank you to the viewer who let me know that, and thank you to Emily so much for your generosity in the patterns and giving an extra one away. And she did say that if you ever purchase, like I did, 2 patterns, just let her know and she'll refund you. All right, my second whip is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird, and this is a sal that I'm doing with my friend Deborah and Nancy and a bunch of other people that I met on the Midnight Summer Stitch, and it is being kept in my bee, because strawberries and bees, you kind of need them. It's in my bee Whip Keeper that I love so much, and let me show you how far I've gotten. So this is how far I got, and this should be down here. And I'm so behind, but I did get a little bit done, but I am a little behind. So unfortunately, this one needs to come back and get visited. But the problem is it's strawberries and it's fall, and I'm so in the mood for fall. Look at my colors. This is my season. I'm definitely a fall color person. So anyway, I do love fall, and so I will keep working on Strawberry Fields, but I am going to get to some fall stitching, and then I'm going to be in the mood to stitch some turkeys and some Christmas, because I am a seasonal stitcher. I've tried to not be, but I totally am. All right, my next whip, this is Violet's Blue, also by Blackbird Designs. This was a sal that I started with Nise and Brandi at the Library Stitches Retreat back in April. And I'm stitching it on, oh gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I have not told you any of the things I'm stitching it on. I'm such a bum. Oh, I apologize, and I do not know, because I'm trying to go fast. That's my problem. I'm trying to go fast because my daughter Jules is coming home from college, and she'll be home in less than an hour. So I want to film this video before she gets home so I can spend as much time with her. I haven't seen her in 7 weeks, and I just want to see her. So this is how far I've gotten. This I can tell you 100% is stitched on 20 count. What 20 count it is, I do not know. I promise you next video I will be better. But this is using all of the called for colors. Nothing's changed. Same thing with the Strawberry Fields. I'm using all of the called for colors. That one is on 36 count. I can tell you that. This one is on 20 count. But this is the length of the side. So it's going to be small. It's cute. I can't wait. And that is being kept in this Whipper Keeper. I made this one for the Library Stitchers Retreat. My friend Joy that I work with at the quilt shop, she has an embroidery machine, and so she embroidered this patch for me, and I just completely fell in love with it. So thank you, Joy. All right, next whip. Let's see if I can do better this time. I don't know. This is Manor at Peacock Hill, and it is by Brenda Gervais, and I am stitching it with all of the called for colors. Including the Valdani, which is really nice. This terracotta color is actually Valdani threads, and it's really nice. So this is 36 count. I believe it is Winter Moon. Let me go that way. Is that better? So if I purposefully filled in this part of the leaf just so that I could get part of this little berry so that I could get to the bird and start the bird. Because the border's fine. The border's no problem. But I don't know. I kind of felt like I needed to do a little treat there. Does anybody else do that? Do you feel like when you don't finish something and you move on to something else? I do that when I'm bored, but it's like a little cheat or treat, right? It is being kept in this Whipper Keeper that I made, and this is using Tilda fabrics, and it's the line of hers is called Escape, and it's just Tilda, I love her. So that is that whip. Okay, my next whip, this is a Symphony of Friendship sampler, and it is by Cottage Garden Sampling, sorry, not Cottage Garden Threads, Cottage Garden Samplings, and I am obsessed with that tree, love that tree. It is what made me want to stitch this besides all of the birds. And I'm doing this is my leap year Sal. Chris the Camping Stitcher has a leap year Sal, and this is my stitch. So on the 29th of every month, this is what I'm stitching. And guys, I'm to a bird. I got to a little bird. Look at how sweet it is. I don't even know what bird it is, but I just love it. So the leaves, I'm just going to do, every time I stitch, I'm going to try and do a leaf, and then like do a little bit more bird, do a little bit more tree, and then just work my way down. But this is on 20 count. I have no idea, but it's on 20 count. I will be better next time, guys. I'm sorry. But this is on 20 count. And you guys, I'm doing a terrible job. I'm so sorry. I think that's good. All right. So 4 years from now, it'll be done. It'll be done. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I am keeping it in this Whipper Keeper that I made, and it's got all these birds on it. Oh, love this fabric. We don't have this fabric anymore, but you know who does? Crazy Moose Fabrics. They do. They're up in Greenville, Maine, and she still has some. All right. So, guys, we're cooking. I'm doing great. My next whip is Alice Young Sampler, and it is by The Wishing Thorn. Brigitte used to live in Connecticut, and now she lives down south. I forget exactly where, but I'd really hoped to get to go to her shop while she was in Connecticut, but that did not happen. This is what it is. Alice Young was the first witch hung during the trials for being being a witch, and I thought that was pretty. Since I live in Rhode Island, which is right next to Connecticut, I felt like that was really appropriate. So 1 for the morrow, 2 for mirth. And I can't wait to get to that house and the tree. Oh, so yeah, it's going pretty quickly. It only has 4 or 5 colors in it. And you can see I did make a boo-boo, and I'm going to point it out. You will not notice, but well, maybe some of you will. The bats are supposed to be brown, which I don't know. When I picked up these guys, I didn't even realize, but they're supposed to be that brown, and I made these guys black, but I'm not going to change it. I'm okay with it. Make those decisions, right? Okay, folks, so now it's time for finishes. I only have one finish that's not fully finished, and it is Quaker Birds. I do need to iron this so that I can give it back to my person, and my person that I have theirs is Jenny. So Jenny's going to get hers back next weekend, which I'm very excited about. And this is what it looks like. Ta-da! It's all done. So I can finally mark that off, which makes me have 36. I have finished 36 projects. Whether they're fully finished or not, they're finished. And I know that because I keep the little cards. Mine is actually stitched on Vanilla Cream by Atomic Ranch, 16 count. This is Quaker Birds by the Mindful Needle. And I don't know what Jenny is stitched on. She and another person stitched theirs on a slightly different color, so I'm not sure which color hers is, but it's beautiful. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I may make it into a stitching mat. I may make it into a bag. I may make it into a pillow. I don't know yet, but when I see it, I just love seeing everybody on here. So it's a great memory of my very first retreat, and I'm glad I did it. Toward the end, a bunch of us were calling it homework stitching, and nobody wants to do their homework, so it kind of became like a job, right? And that made it not as fun. But now that it's done, I'm so thrilled and happy that it is, and I love it so much. So yeah, that is my finish. All right, friends. It is time for my fully finished and FFOs, fully finished objects. I have 4 fully finished objects to show you. One was finished, but not completely finished because I had to add the pom-poms at the top. But that's why the video is named 2 drums and a Biscornu. Although there are 4 things, I just couldn't figure out what else I could call it. And I was trying to be witty, and we will see how well that goes off. Not quite sure. But let's start with the one that you've already seen, and it now has its pom-poms. So here, I know they're a little wonky, guys. I got to work on my pom-pom ability on the drum. So I usually use rickrack. Not gonna lie, I do like rickrack better than pom-poms, but sometimes you gotta push yourself outside your comfort zone. So that is it. That is my little whale shell and little boat in it, and I love it, and I can't wait to display it for the summer. The next finish is You'll Never Know, Dear, How Much I Love You. And this is not a drum, but I finished it in a wooden container that I stained myself. I should have stained the inside. This is going to go next to my husband's side of the bed on his night table, because do any of your husbands have this? He has like so much change, and it like is spread out all over the side table. So I thought this little magnetic closure box, he can put his change in there. That way when I need change, I can just go in and take it. See, it's a 2 for 1. No, anyway, this is what we ended up stitching. So Brandi, Emma, during our girls weekend, Nise, we all stitched this. This came from Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. It's in her book, and we chose our own colors. The goal was to choose colors that were not the same as the book. So I pulled these from my stash. If you want them, I think I still have them kitted up somewhere, but they were all color and cotton flosses that I had gotten from the Library Stitchers Retreat. So I'm really happy with this. So I just little dust there. I'm not sure you can see it. I put rickrack on the outside. This is Lady Dots. I believe the color is Sequoia. And it matched that turquoise really well, I felt. And then this is 20 count dirty teacup. I can tell you that because it's dirty teacup. And then I got this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something. I don't remember. But yeah. So I don't know what I'd call that since it's not a drum, but it's in the shape of a drum. I don't know. And this one right here, this Fluent in Foul Language, this is a Biscornu. And it wasn't meant to be a Biscornu, but I made it into a Biscornu. I followed Artie the Vintage Stitcher. She has a great tutorial to take fabric pieces and put them together. Or if you have a top but you don't have a bottom, how do you do the bottom with fabric? So this is, I believe this is a Dirty Annie's pattern. And this is a gift for a friend. But I had to show you guys. I'm very excited. I love the colors. So there is that. And then my last one, and if you saw my Instagram, okay, here it is. Yep, I love it so much. Let's just go slow. Let's just appreciate. And if you see a boo-boo, it's okay, because I am made of floss that are entirely stitched together with good intentions. I did take some liberties because I like things that are symmetrical-ish. So I did change some of the designs from Kathy's pattern, which is okay because you can make it your own. And then this is stitched on 40 count arboreal from Cedar River Linens. It was gifted to me by Joanne, who is amazing. I stitched, the top is velvet trim, and this is some Lady Dots. This was the little needle and made with love was a gift from the Library Stitchers Retreat. I used the arboreal on the bottom as well. To make this, I followed Helen D's drum video. She has amazing drum videos. But this is gonna sit out all year, and guys, I just love it so much. Oh, and you know what was really exciting? And I don't know how any of you feel, but do you get super excited when somebody that you like, you do this to, like, Teresa Kogut and Kathy Barrick both commented on this post that I made, and I was like, oh my God. So I texted my friends like a crazy person, and I'm like, you're never going to believe. I sound like a crazy person, right? Total fangirl. Yeah, but anyway, I'm curious. You guys have to let me know in the chat if you guys do these things. But yeah, so that is my that's my finish, and I love it so much, and I love all of my finishes. And like I said before, I am a drum addict. So if you haven't made a drum, I promise you, it goes pretty quickly once you get the hang of it. It's not scary. You can follow Vonna Pfeiffer's tutorials or Helen D's tutorials. They are awesome, and they're super helpful, and they make it very, very easy. So thank you guys so much for those tutorials, because I wouldn't be here without them. All right. Okay, so for Stitchy Kindness, unfortunately I do not have the boxes here to show you because I brought them to school. I was very excited. Two amazing ladies. I'm just mentioning your first names because I forgot to ask if I could mention you, but there's a lot of people out there with some of your same names. So, but Barbara and Lois, thank you so much for your generous contribution to the Cross Stitch Club girls. We have actually, I've given out not just to girls anymore. So I had a box that had a bunch of kits. So I think it was Lois. Lois gave a bunch of kits. So when you get magazines and then you get those little free kits, she gave a box of them to me. She'd been collecting them and she just hadn't used them. And I hadn't put them away yet, and they just had been sitting on the table in the middle of my room. And I had a few girls that were like, "Ooh, what's this?" And they're looking through it and they're like, "Can I have one? Can I learn? And I was like, "Of course." So they picked, and then, so one day I gave out 4, and another day I ended up giving out 3. And then I had a boy who was like, "Can I have one? I would love to learn how to stitch." Because he was telling me that there's a pattern at Joann's that has the Mandalorian and Grogu I'm a Star Wars nerd, so just like Laura from Brenda and Laura, I know all those names and I love them just as much as she does. And he wants to learn because he wants to stitch that. And I was like, yes, you can learn. So I gave him a kit and got him on his way. But yeah, I will insert pictures here so that you can see some of the projects that they've been doing. So we have decided to start doing our club. We started way late last year. This year we're just doing it every Tuesday. We don't get paid. We just do it because we want to, and we want to pass on this wonderful thing to our kiddos, this wonderful hobby that, you know, and then they'll never forget, right? So we have a bunch of new girls, and maybe the boy hasn't come yet, but hopefully he will. But we have a bunch of new kids that are doing it, and some of the kids that from last year that are doing it. And as soon as soccer and cross country are over, I'm sure we'll have more kids that are coming. But yeah, it's just awesome. So I just want to say thank you. We are going to teach them how to. Some people sent me fabric this summer, so we're going to use that fabric and teach them how to finish and turn their things into pillows. And then we started talking about having, like, during the art show, having some of our students finished stitching out on display for the parents to see. So that's something that we had been talking about, and you know, hopefully it all works out. But we're going to venture into a new pathway with the Cross Stitch Club. So Sarah, my friend Sarah, I know I always mention her, but she teaches across the hall from me, and she has started dyeing her own fabric, and she dyed some for me. And then she said we should teach the kids because we have a lot of white Aida, which is great. But the kids love the colors. So she has a bunch of Rit dye, and she has a sink in her room. And so we're going to do that on one of the things, but I want to show you some of the fabric that Sarah made for me and gifted me. So for this cauldron piece right here, I didn't have, a green, or at least I forgot didn't have a green. So she, ended up dyeing me this piece of 16 count, and it's got some great modeling on that. So she followed, was it the Thread Gremlins? I can't remember. Sarah, you have to tell me. But she followed somebody's tutorial on how to dye fabric. And so she's gotten good, and she's gone crazy. Here's this beautiful blue piece. Here is another blue-gray piece with the modeling. Here is this. It smells like bergamot, because that was the tea that she used. But look at that color, guys. It is on Aida. It's on 16 count Aida, but it's just gorgeous. And then this one reminds me of Grandpa's Sleeve by XJew. Or is it Grandpa's Dirty Rag? Was it Shop Rag? Maybe that's what it kind of reminds me of. Although that one's a little bit more pinky color. But the modeling on it, and then she was able to, like, do some, like, splattery, speckly things. It's gorgeous. And then, because you know I love blue. This one right here. This is definitely a contender for me to stitch the Cottage Garden Lighthouse series, the house series, the Lighthouse. This one might be a good contender, though I have to see what it looks like with the floss on it. But that's just beautiful. So I did end up, so the green that Sarah had dyed is going to be not the right size for me to stitch this on. So it will be too big. So I had to get smaller, and I had some because, do you remember that flip-flop days stitch I'm doing for a friend? Well, I bought that chartreuse from 123 Stitch a long time ago, and so she just brought it home last night, and she did some tea dyeing. So it's very wrinkled because it was in my backpack. But now that it's a little bit more toned down, and I think it'll be the right size for it. So yeah, so that's where we're gonna go with the Stitch Club. We're gonna teach the kids how to dye some fabric, and I'll definitely take some photos and let you see how that all pans out. We will see. All right, now, friends, before I get into my haul, which is not that much, guys, believe it or not, I wanted to show you what I'm giving. Well, I say I, but it's not me. It's me and Sarah. We've used, we got a large cellophane bag, and we put in the bag some little crinkly, I don't know, the like Easter basket type grass type thing, crinkly paper. So what we've got going on, so if you don't want to see, I should preface that if you're sitting with me at the table and you don't want to see what your gift is, turn around or fast forward. But don't look if you don't want to see, because I'm going to show, because I want everybody else who's not going to see and get some ideas for when they go. Now, I should preface this. I am an over gifter. Gifting and making things for people is my love language. And I just love the people I'm sitting with so much. So please don't judge me, because that's just how I show my love. Anyway, so I made this bag. This is it's the Holland pouch. The Holland bag, the Holland box bag. It's a pattern that I got on Etsy. This is using the Shop Hop fabrics, and this year's Stitch New England retreat is in Rhode Island, and I felt like, ooh, we got the lighthouses and the beach because we're the ocean state. How perfect is that? The inside is anchors and ships, and so that is the bag. It closes, so you can, if you want to, so that kind of thing. So everybody at my table is going to get one of these, and then inside, pretend with me, inside will be this jar. This isn't a mason jar that I purchased, and it has the cover, and we're going to give the person the cover in case they don't want to use it for what I've created for. But it is, the top has the holes so that you can stick a pair of scissors. Now, if you don't want to just stick scissors, you can also throw your orts into the hole, and then you can put the lid on at the end of the night and you have an ort jar. So this is an anchor charm that I laser cut along with the top. And then Sarah, because Sarah's super crafty, Sarah got these scissors right here, and she made the scissor fobs, and everybody's scissor fob is different. This is just one of them, so I brought one home so I could show you guys, and this one has a little lighthouse and a starfish on it, or a sea star, and that'll go into the bag. And then also in the bag, Sarah made a I'm trying to get the glare. It's a floss drop with some seashells or some stars. Sarah used to make jewelry with the modeling clay that you bake, polymer clay, with the polymer clay. So she found these like seaside, oh my gosh, wax stamps, and so she did that on here. And then she also made a needle minder, and that one has a sea star on it, which is really cute. So that is in the bag as well. And then I did two more things because you know me. This one is oops, it's upside down. This is a threader, and it's got a lighthouse on it, but it's also magnetic, so you can use it as a needle minder as well. But the threader that's great, because I like to be a waxer and I don't like to lick. So if you don't want to lick, you don't want to use wax, you could use the threader. Those are super helpful. We did get some from Barbara. She gave us a bunch for the girls to use, and I'm going to add a little wooden thing and glue it to it for the kids, and add a magnet so that they can attach it and be a needle minder / threader, because it would be fun for them. And then the last thing, because I saw this on Amazon and I didn't want to pay for it, but I do have the ability to sublimate and heat press. So I bought them, and I recreated this and added some extra Rhode Island things. But this is just a little pouch you can throw your floss or whatever in. But it says Rhode Island, and these are some Rhode Island things. So if you're coming to Rhode Island, you definitely need to have some coffee milk, because coffee milk is like every corner of Rhode Island. There's a Dunkin' Donuts for real. It's got some of the Rhode Island things, lighthouses. The Tennis Hall of Fame is in Newport. We have the tall ships, Crescent Park. Dell's Lemonade is like iconic. And then this word, I didn't know how to say this word when I first moved to Rhode Island, but this one right here, this is a clam, and it's a big fat clam, and it's called a quahog, and it's usually in Rhode Island people eat them. They're called stuffies, and it's like breadcrumbs and clams and all these things, and they bake it in the shell. But yeah, so that is the table gift that's from me and from Sarah. So hopefully that gives you some ideas. But you could, I mean, sublimation, it's super inexpensive to do. I learned how to do this when I worked at my daughter's gymnastics gym, because we would do a lot of sublimating on sweatshirts and things like that. So it's really easy to do, and you can get everything from Amazon. So that is my table mate gift. But I'm not done, because you know me. So I'm starting this sale with a few friends. I believe there's 8 of us. Not everybody is able to attend Stitch New England, so I'm going to have to mail them out. And I did find some boxes, Nancy and Chris, so it'll be coming soon. I can't promise it'll come before the retreat, but it will be coming. So I saw on a reel somewhere that this person spray painted. So this is an Easter egg, right? Can you see it now? If it's upside down, it's an Easter egg. So what the person did was they spray painted the top and the bottom brown, and I went with a matte color, and then they used twine, and I braided the loop, and I set it down, and then I went all the way around, and now it's an acorn, because we are stitching. Our sale is Leela Studios Autumn is as Joyful, and so excited, so excited. So in here we have everybody is getting this little needle minder that I made for their sale. They are getting one of 3 things: Sour Patch, watermelons, or red fishies. And I really wanted to stitch this for everybody, but I just didn't have time. I ran out of time. You know the Plum Street pattern that I should have found it. I will look it up. But there's a Plum Street pattern that comes with a little acorn that you stitch the bottom part of the acorn, and then you actually use a real acorn as a cap. So I found these instead. But I've been collecting. My husband's like, why do we have so many acorn tops here in our house? Because as I walk and get the mail every day, I pick up acorns, and if they're the big ones, I'm like, ooh. So anyway, I found wool felted balls that are acorns, and I got these little scissors from Amazon for the girls, because they were small enough to fit in there. And you know, people are flying, and these are perfect scissors for flying, because they're itty bitty and they are super sharp. So that is my gift to the Sal friends. But some other friends were talking about what can be done, like what can, for ideas. And I thought, so in the springtime, strawberries are a big thing in the springtime. How cute would it be to spray paint the bottom of this, spray paint it a reddish, corally red color, right? Make it a strawberry, and then do the top in green felt. That would be cute. And then you could fill it with a bunch of little doodads. That would be a fun gift. I know for me, like if this were my table mate gift, I would be super stoked. I did actually find ones that were like, I don't know, they were like 8 inches. They're huge. So I ended up making 2, and I ended up having to get a lot thicker twine to go around it to make it look good. I'll have to remember to insert a picture if I can find one. But I ended up bringing them to the quilt shop, and now they're on the Tilda table as a decoration. But yeah, I thought that was super fun. But for the spring, I was thinking, like, how cute would that to be a little strawberry? Take a little piece of felt, roll it here, make some green felt leaves, spray paint the bottom red, and then fill it with little scissors or, needle minders or candy, or I don't know. That was just an idea. So, and you could do that for Easter, or I don't know, for any. I'll still think about summer, what I could do in the summertime. That would be the shape. I'm going to think on that. But I just saw that on the Instagram reel, and I thought that was the cutest thing ever. So, yeah, while they were waiting to be filled, they were in my little decoration display, and they looked really cute. So, are you guys ready for haul? All right. So for haul, I purchased, this was not gifted to me, I purchased it. This is the Spooky Box by Fat Quarter Shop. And the Spooky Shop this time, they do these 4 times a year. There's the Valentine's one, the summer one, the fall one, and there's a Christmas one. So what came in it, we got some really great Lori Holt big rickrack, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited about. Sorry that it's still packaged. I got this jar, which is adorable just as a decoration, but inside it holds they hold your spool and your bobbins together. I thought that was a really cute idea. A candle. I think candles are hard because it smells okay. It's not my favorite smell. I think everybody has, you know, the smells you like in your house. Me, I love the smell of apples. Like I like my house to smell like apples. Also in this box came this super cute pattern. This is definitely something that would be an easy stitch. Even if you just did the bottom and made the whole thing half square triangles in this fabric. And the fabric is beautiful. It is a Camberwell fabric. Let me see if I can, that's the potions, little bats, and it does repeat. So there's the bats and cats again. And there's, this is my favorite, this one right here. I just think those, it's just sweet. And then it repeats in the different colors, black in them. There is a 60-degree triangle candy corn ruler, which is going to be super helpful. And then lastly, there is this, which looks like an eyeglass case, but actually it's a rotary cutter case. And I think that's a great idea, especially for any of you that have the OLFA. Because sometimes if you don't automatically slide the blade all the way down, you could get cut on yourself, especially if you're throwing it in your bag. So this is going to be a good thing. This is made of leather. It definitely smells like leather. Here is Robin Pickens Winterly. So there is a lady that came into the quilt shop last weekend, and it's her fault that I bought this. She showed me this pattern, and the girls have ordered the pattern. She showed me this pattern, and I just absolutely fell in love with it. And it is a Robin Pickens pattern, and it uses a layer cake. So I love this collection, and I am totally going to make that quilt. Okay, so working at a fabric store, what did I buy? More fabric. So I don't know if I ever told you this story, but my husband, he used to, for my birthday every year, he would give me a new Dr. Seuss book, and then he'd write on the inside, so that when we had children someday, all of my birthday cards were Dr. Seuss books. And so I have like 15 of them, and then one year he just stopped. He just stopped. I think we became overwhelmed with life, and then he couldn't remember which ones he had purchased. So we got this fabric into the shop, and it is Dr. Seuss themed, and I thought, how cute would this be to make a keeper? Because every time I see Dr. Seuss, I think of my husband, and I have many of these books. And my anniversary stitch that I'm still working on, The Dance by Annie the Proper Stitcher, I'm going to make a keeper for that and put that in there. All right. Do I have the pattern? Oh, Lordy, I hope I do. Yes, I do. Okay. So one of the things that our shop is doing during the shop hop is we're giving, not only do we give our quilt block and our sticker, but we are also giving a free pattern. And this is the pattern that we are giving to all the shop hoppers. And I purchased 10 fat quarters in this luscious fabric. Let me show you my favorite one. And I actually made a keeper, and I should have brought it down, but it's already packed for Stitch New England for the Lighthouse stitch. But this is the fabric, and this is what I want every single sheet that I own to be made out of. This is a Moda collection. This fabric is the softest fabric I have ever felt. And as soon as I saw it, I thought immediately of my grandfather. My grandfather used to collect tall ship models, and when I was a kid, I always wanted to touch them because I'm a very tactile person. And he was like, don't, because I could have probably broken the strings. But anyway, so in tribute to my grandfather, and his love of tall ships. I purchased 10 fat quarters for myself to make this pattern right here. And this is a Villa Rosa Designs pattern. We just had these made with our logo and our information so that people know where they got it. Okay, what else did I get? Oh, you wouldn't think that I'm going on a retreat next weekend based on what I've been purchasing, but I am. I went on to Hands On Design because I was looking for her new, I was trying to find out when the new releases were coming because I really wanted the friend stitch, the fall friends. I can't think of what she calls it, but it has these pumpkins that are amazing, and I can't wait to get it. I couldn't find it, but I ended up getting this pattern from her, and it was a PDF, and I then went to, and I got another one. I got this one because October's, I mean, for real, love that. But while I was getting these, I was like, oh, it needs buttons from 1, 2, 3, Just Another Button Company. So I went to Just Another Button Company and made a couple more purchases. I got this one before the last video, but I forgot to print it, so you didn't get to see it. Chris the Camping Stitcher, she came out with a new video, a new stitch that is just such a sweet one. Friends of the Sweetest Treasures in Life. It has everything that I absolutely love. I'm going to be stitching this on probably Dirty Teacup and probably a blue. I haven't figured out which blue I want to. I love Peacock, but I've been stitching on Peacock forever. But maybe Brethren blue. I think that would be really pretty, and then just put that up in the house somewhere. Let's see, what else did I get? I think that's it. These are old, you've seen. Oh, did you see the, all right, so I can't show you the magazine one, but I will just do like a woo. That's what I'm stitching, my cauldron. Sorry. But it came from a magazine. It came from, and it's not there. Nope, it's not on this page. I'm very sorry, guys. I wish I could tell you. But did you see the new freebie from Primrose? Oh my gosh, so many people have already stitched this. I am so jealous because I really want to, nope, going wrong way. I'm so sorry, guys. I really want to stitch this. Boos, hisses, and cross stitches. Love this. So I printed that one right away, and I'm not going to show you my last haul because you know what? It's from Chantel, and I got that box with 5 awesome patterns, 5 finishing pieces, some little goodies in there, and it's so good. It is so good, guys. I am obsessed. Love, love, love everything in here. I can't wait to show it to you. If you didn't get it, I don't remember if she still kept it open or not. I probably not, because it was a little while ago that I ordered it. But they're good. I'm so happy that I don't have any like buyer's remorse, or I'm not like FOMOing because I have it. And yeah, it's good. I'm so happy that I did that. The last thing is the Swoon 16. So I'm doing my Swoon 16 in Tilda fabric, and I am using the fabric that she had come out with over the summer that had the winter, spring, summer, and fall. And this is my winter. And so I have 5 blocks. Now, if you're a quilter, you will immediately see what I had done wrong. This block right here, I put this one in the wrong way. This should have been down here. So I had to remake it. And I did, and then I changed a couple things, and I'm very happy with what I did. So this is the, nope, it's this one. This is the remade version with the same colored fabrics of this. And it has a totally different look, and I love it. So this is my winter row, and I will have 4 rows, so I'll have a total of 16 blocks, hence the Swoon 16. And it'll be winter, spring, summer, fall. This weekend, I'm going to try really hard to get some spring done. So winners, I am going to put the winners here, and I will, I'm just going to ask you to please, if you are one of the winners, there's 2 winners, and it's for the Emily Call Cozy Autumn pattern. I want to thank you all. There were over 300 people that left comments, and there are 2 winners for this pattern. All I need you to do is to please leave me your email address, and I will get that over to Emily, and she will email you that pattern. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for watching me. And just as a thank you for watching me, I would love to gift you a little retreat swag from me, make you feel like you're stitching with me. So if you are still here, thank you for still being here, I'm going to give away one of these little Rhode Island bags. And if you are interested, how about you use the word ocean in the comments, and I will mail that out to you. Please, for this one, please be a US resident so I can ship that to you. Don't worry, we will have some others that will be open to everybody, but for this one, let's be a US resident, since I have to pay for it to get shipped. So yeah, so we'll just use the word ocean, and I will throw a needle minder of some sorts in there with it. Yes, thank you guys so much for watching me. We made some huge progress. I'm just grateful and thankful, and I hope everybody is safe from the hurricanes. My mom lives in Florida, and thankfully she's doing well. This last one, Milton, hit hard, but she's okay, so that's good. And I saw a bunch of people posting from Florida, and it looks like everybody's doing okay. I am excited though that Annie and the Nebby Needle are having some amazing patterns. They're all donating the proceeds to help out the people in the mountain region of North Carolina that have been affected by the hurricane. So I will be making a call next week. I know it's gonna be crazy Saturday, so I'll wait till next week to call down to the shop that is having that, so that I can, show my support for her and for everybody that needs help. So again, thank you so much, and I will see you after the retreat with lots and lots and lots of retreat stuff and pictures and videos from that event. And maybe we'll even have a little bit of a live. Who knows? We'll see. All right, I will talk to you guys soon. Enjoy your long weekend.